Welcome back to our channel, Valuable Coins Hub. These rare Lincoln penny coins make people rich. Let's find out why. Don't miss out one of these who know a single coin could make you rich. Number 1. Alright, coin lovers and treasure hunters. Listen closely because today we're diving into a Lincoln cent that holds a piece of American history and might just surprise you with its hidden value. We're talking about the 2009 Lincoln Formative Years penny. A coin that might look simple at first glance, but has collectors everywhere buzzing with excitement. There's a uniqueness to this coin that goes far beyond its copper shine. So if you're a coin collector, or even just curious, this is one video you absolutely don't want to miss. Now hold on, because what I'm about to tell you might make you go check your drawers and old penny jars right away. The 2009 Lincoln Cent series wasn't just any release. It was a tribute, celebrating the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The U.S. Mint honored his life with 4 unique reverse designs, and the Formative Years design was the second one issued. This coin shows young Lincoln sitting on a log, reading a book, with tools by his side, symbolizing how hard work and education shaped one of America's greatest presidents. It's not just a coin. It's a symbol of hope, growth, and perseverance. What makes this coin even more exciting for collectors is the rarity and variety of errors that have been discovered. Not all of these pennies were created equal. Some have hidden secrets that only sharp-eyed collectors like you can spot. One of the most famous and highly sought-after errors is the double die reverse, where Lincoln's hands, book, or the log he's sitting on appear doubled due to a minting issue. These errors can be extremely rare, and collectors will pay big money just to get their hands on one. Some of these error coins have sold for hundreds, and even thousands, in online marketplaces and auctions. For example, a 2009 Lincoln Formative Years cent with a strong doubled hand error in perfect uncirculated condition was reported sold in a collector market in Illinois for nearly $2,000. Another in brilliant uncirculated condition with visible doubling fetched over $1,500 at an auction in Texas. These aren't just pennies, they're prized possessions. Now here's a tip if you're a collector or even someone just starting out. When searching for 2009 Lincoln cents, look closely, very closely, at Lincoln's hands, the book, and the log. Use a magnifying glass if you have to. If you notice any doubling in those areas, you may just be holding a rare variety. Also, keep your coins clean and dry, and store them in protective holders, because the better the condition, the higher the value it can reach in the collector's market. And don't overlook pocket change. Many collectors have found rare 2009 Lincoln Formative Years cents just sitting in their spare change piles or tucked away in old piggy banks. Keep your eyes sharp. You never know where the next valuable coin could be hiding. This particular design is in high demand among Lincoln cent collectors because of its historical significance and the chance of scoring a valuable error. Many people love collecting the entire 2009 series, but it's the Formative Years coin that continues to spark excitement, especially when a double die or minting flaw is involved. These error varieties are becoming harder and harder to find as more collectors snatch them up for their collections. Now the big question: how much could one of these be worth? If you have a 2009 Lincoln Formative Years cent in regular circulated condition, its original market value is just 1 cent. But if your coin is uncirculated, in brilliant condition, or has a confirmed double die error, you could be looking at a value of several hundred to thousands of dollars, depending on the strength of the error and its condition. Some coins have sold for $1,500, $1,800, and even close to $2,000 in various coin shows and online auctions. So don't ignore that little copper penny. It could be your next treasure. We're so glad you joined us today on this journey through history and value. If you enjoyed learning about the rare and exciting 2009 Lincoln Formative Years cent, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and tap the bell so you never miss another coin discovery. We've got more amazing coins to uncover, more stories to tell, and more treasure to hunt. So stay tuned. Number 2, we're taking a close and thrilling look at a very special piece of American coinage history. The 1976 Lincoln cent. The 1 cent coin that might be sitting right in your home without you even realizing its hidden value and rare beauty. Now listen closely because this isn't just any old penny. What I'm about to share with you will open your eyes to a coin that holds both historical weight and collector excitement. We're going to talk about its unique features, its rarity, the incredible mint errors found on it, and how some people have sold these exact coins for amazing amounts of money in private sales and auctions across the country. 1976 was a big year for the United States. It was the bicentennial year, celebrating 200 years of American independence. And while there was no special bicentennial design for the Lincoln penny like there was for quarters, halves, and dollars, this coin still became incredibly important to collectors over the years. The 1976 Lincoln cent features the classic profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, and on the reverse you'll find the Lincoln Memorial standing tall and proud. At first glance, it may look just like any other penny, but collectors know there's something more here. You see, this coin was struck at 3 different mints that year: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, and each one carries its own story, especially the coins from the San Francisco mint, which were often proof strikes, meant to be high quality and mirror-like for collectors. If you ever come across a shiny, sharp-looking 1976 penny with an S mint mark, you better hold on tight. But here's where it gets really exciting. Some of these coins were struck with fascinating errors, like double die obverse and reverse strikes, off-center strikes, die cracks, and even coins that were mistakenly struck on the wrong planchets, like dime blanks or foreign coin blanks. These errors are rare, but they are out there, and they send collectors into a frenzy when they show up. There's a reported case of a 1976 penny with a strong double die obverse, where the word Liberty and In God We Trust appeared doubled and slightly spread. This coin sold in a private auction in Ohio for over $1,200 because of its pristine condition and visible doubling. Another collector in California discovered an off-center 1976 Lincoln penny with 60% off-center strike, and it was bought by a dealer at a coin expo for more than $800 just because of how dramatic and unique the error was. These are not just lucky finds. They are the kinds of coins collectors dream of, and the truth is, many of them are still out there, waiting to be discovered in coin jars, old bank rolls, inherited collections, or even in everyday pocket change. If you're a collector or someone just getting into this wonderful hobby, here's a little tip. Always check the date and mint mark carefully under a good light or with a magnifying glass. Pay close attention to the lettering, especially around Lincoln's face and the memorial building. Look for doubling, cracks, or any signs that something looks different or off. And don't forget to check the coin's rim and edges too. Sometimes errors are hiding in places most people never even think to check. If your coin looks unusual or shows signs of damage that came from the mint and not from wear, then you may have something incredibly special. Collectors are constantly searching for top-condition coins from the 70s, especially those with proof-like qualities or errors. And the 1976 Lincoln cent is one that has slowly become more desirable, especially in higher grades. If your penny has that reddish shine, no scratches, and sharp detail, you're already ahead of the game. Coin shops in places like Chicago, Phoenix, and New York have reported selling rare 1976 Lincoln cents with errors for over $1,000 depending on condition and variety. Online auction platforms have also seen these coins climb in price, especially those with slabbed grading certifications from NGC or PCGS. So now the question every collector wants answered: how much could it be worth? If your 1976 Lincoln penny is in normal circulated condition, its original market value is just 1 cent. But if you've got one with a double die, off-center strike, or other rare minting error, and it's in uncirculated or high-grade condition, then it might be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars in today's market. Some of these coins have been confirmed to sell for $1,200, $1,500, or even over $2,000 depending on the error and the coin's state of preservation. That's the magic of collecting. You never know when a penny could be worth way more than it seems. Thanks so much for spending your time with us today and diving into the incredible story of the 1976 Lincoln cent. Number 3. We've got something that every collector needs to pay attention to because what we're about to talk about could easily be sitting right in your home or pocket right now, and you wouldn't even know its true value and potential. Yes, today we're unlocking the hidden story behind the 1981 Lincoln cent, the 1-cent coin that might seem ordinary at first glance, but has shocked collectors with its unexpected rarity errors and surprising market demand. So if you think all pennies are the same, think again, because this one is full of secrets and opportunities that could make your collection a lot more exciting. Don't blink because I'm about to take you deep into the details that make this small coin a true collectible gem, and it's not just about how it looks, but where it came from, how it was struck, and what errors might be hiding right there on its surface. So stay with me till the end because we're revealing everything from collector tips to real examples of this coin selling for impressive prices across the country. Now let's step back to 1981, a year filled with change and tension in the United States, but also a very important year in coin minting history. This was the last full year that the U.S. Mint struck Lincoln cents using the old copper alloy before the big switch to a mostly zinc composition in 1982. That alone gives the 1981 penny historical importance, and collectors always appreciate transitional period coins. This penny carries the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the front, a design that's lasted over a century, and on the reverse the proud Lincoln Memorial centered and standing strong. Now most people might say it looks like any other cent, but collectors know better, because what really makes this coin stand out are the rare mint errors and die varieties that have been discovered over the years. One of the most thrilling things for any collector is finding a double die, and yes, the 1981 Lincoln cent has reported double die obverse errors where the letters in Liberty or in God We Trust appear slightly doubled. These are not always easy to spot, but when you do, the value can skyrocket, especially if the coin is also in uncirculated condition. Even more amazing are the examples of off-center strikes and clipped planchets that were reported on 1981 Lincoln cents. These kinds of dramatic minting errors make a coin instantly desirable, and collectors are always ready to pay top dollar to add one of these into their display. One coin from a collection in Michigan with a bold off-center strike and full date was sold for over $600 during a coin show, while another with a rare double die obverse was picked up by a dealer in Arizona for close to $800 just because of its condition and visibility of the error. If you're a collector or even just someone curious about old coins, here's a tip you don't want to forget. Always check the details. Look closely at the lettering, the rim, and both the front and back of the coin. The 1981 cents, especially those from the Philadelphia and Denver mints, can sometimes show weak strikes or misalignments, and those little differences could mean a huge jump in value if spotted and verified. Another tip for those of you searching through old rolls or coin jars: look for any coins that have unusually sharp detail and no visible wear, especially around Lincoln's cheek and jawline and the steps of the Lincoln Memorial. If you find one with crisp lines and no scratches or dings, you may be holding something truly valuable, even more if it shows a mint error. Collectors across the country from New York to Florida have been snatching up high-grade 1981 pennies with rare die varieties and selling them in online auctions and private sales for hundreds of dollars, especially when graded by companies like NGC or PCGS, which can help boost trust and value among buyers. So how much is this coin really worth? If your 1981 Lincoln cent is in regular circulated condition, its original market value is just 1 cent. But if you have a 1981 penny in uncirculated condition, or one with a rare error like a double die or off-center strike, it could be worth hundreds of dollars depending on its condition and rarity. In fact, some of these coins have sold for as much as $600 to $800 in auctions in places like California, Texas, and Pennsylvania. That's the magic of coin collecting. What seems like a simple penny could end up being your next big discovery. So don't ignore the old coins lying around your house. They might be hiding a small fortune. Number 4. We're diving into a very special penny that might just be sitting unnoticed in your old coin jar or change drawer, and the moment you realize what you have in your hand, everything could change. We're talking about the 1966 Lincoln cent, a coin that's far more valuable than people think, and today I'll tell you all about the uniqueness, rarity, and those hidden mint errors that make this penny so incredibly exciting for collectors across the country. This isn't just about a copper coin. This is about a piece of American legacy, and if you're a true collector or someone who's just getting started, you need to stay with me to the very end, because every single detail matters when it comes to this coin's value and collectible appeal. Now, 1966 was right in the middle of a very important time for United States coinage. Just a few years after the mint had removed silver from dimes and quarters, the country was still adjusting to massive changes in the way coins were made, and in 1965 they had suspended the use of mint marks, and that continued into 1966. So when you look at this Lincoln penny, you won't see a D or S mint mark, and that's completely normal. But here's where the real excitement begins. Some of the 1966 Lincoln cents were struck with unusual die errors that have made them incredibly valuable to collectors, and some of these coins have been discovered with strong doubling on the obverse, where the word Liberty or the motto "In God We Trust" appears to have a ghostly second outline. That's caused by a double die error, and those errors are exactly what collectors are racing to find right now. There are also 1966 pennies that show off-center strikes where part of the design is pushed to one side, and those off-center errors, especially if the full date is visible, are worth holding onto because they are not just interesting, they're in high demand. Other rarities include clipped planchets and die cracks, which might look like simple damage to the untrained eye but are actually valuable minting mistakes that add serious interest and value to your coin if it's in good shape. Let me give you a real-world example right now. In a recent coin show held in Ohio, a 1966 penny with a sharp double die obverse was graded and sold for over $600 to a private collector, and another error coin with a clean off-center strike sold in a market in Texas for close to $500 just because of the rarity and the clear date alignment. That's the kind of value that turns heads and makes people dig through every old coin stash they can find. Now, if you're a collector, here's a tip you should never ignore. Always examine your 1966 pennies under proper lighting, and if possible, use a magnifier to spot subtle errors. Check every letter in Liberty and I in God We Trust for signs of doubling. Also, don't forget to inspect the date closely and the rim of the coin. Sometimes those small cracks or shifts can mean you've got something special, and make sure you handle your coins carefully. Store them in a dry, safe place using soft holders or flips, because condition plays a big role in how much a collector is willing to pay. And if your coin is in brilliant uncirculated condition with no wear or scratches, the value can go way up in today's collector market. Coin dealers from New York to California have reported growing interest in 1966 error coins, and high-grade specimens and prices are rising in auctions, especially online platforms where certified examples are snapped up quickly by buyers who know exactly what they're looking for. Collectors love this coin because it bridges the gap between two eras. It's modern enough to be accessible but old enough to be historic, and with those hidden mint errors, it becomes a true collectible treasure. So now the big question everyone wants answered: how much is this coin actually worth? If your 1966 Lincoln penny is in average circulated condition, its original market value is just 1 cent. But if your coin has a visible mint error, like a double die or off-center strike, or if it's in pristine uncirculated condition, then you could be looking at a value of $500 to $600 or even more, depending on the strength of the error and overall preservation. Some error coins have sold at private auctions in Florida and coin shows in Arizona for well over $600 just because they had a rare visible doubling or perfect off-center alignment with a clean date. So don't ignore those old pennies. They might be hiding in plain sight, just waiting for the right collector to discover their true value. Number 5, and last rare coin. We're diving into one of the most surprising and overlooked coins in American history, the 1980 Lincoln cent. And trust me, this little copper beauty holds more secrets than most people realize. And if you're a collector or even just curious about coins, this one will keep you hooked all the way through. This coin may look simple to some, but behind that ordinary face is a story of rarity, mint errors, and collector value that has made this penny stand out in the world of numismatics. So listen closely, because every detail could help you discover a small fortune hiding in your pocket or old coin jar. Now, 1980 was a big year for the U.S. Mint because it marked a turning point in production quality and distribution, and it was also the first time since 1964 that the Philadelphia Mint began using the P Mint mark on coins except for the Lincoln cent. So you'll notice the 1980 penny has no P, even though it came from Philadelphia, and that alone makes it a conversation starter among collectors. But let me tell you what really makes the 1980 Lincoln penny explode in value. It's the mint errors and rare varieties found on certain coins from that year. And these aren't just minor scratches. We're talking about shocking mistakes made during production that have turned ordinary coins into valuable treasures. Some of the most exciting errors include double die obverse varieties, where you can clearly see doubled letters in Liberty and I in God We Trust, and trust me, when that doubling is sharp and clear, the price for these pennies jumps fast. There are also off-center strikes and broad-struck errors where the coin wasn't perfectly centered during minting, and the result is a visually stunning and highly collectible piece, and collectors absolutely love these dramatic misprints because they're rare and every one of them is unique. Another hot one is the clipped planchet error, where a small curved piece is missing from the coin because the blank wasn't cut properly. And yes, these are in high demand, especially when the date is still fully visible and the coin is in good condition. One collector in California sold a 1980 Lincoln penny with a strong double die obverse for nearly $1,500 at a local auction, and another coin with a 15% off-center strike was picked up at a coin show in Florida for over $900, and these coins weren't sitting in museums, they were found in pocket change and old family collections. Now, Here's where you need to pay attention, especially if you're a collector or someone who's just getting started, because the 1980 penny is still out there, and many of these valuable versions haven't been found yet. So what should you look for? First, examine the lettering on the coin closely, especially Liberty and the motto above Lincoln's head. If anything looks thick, spread out, or doubled, that's a huge clue. Use a magnifying glass and check the date area as well, because doubling often shows up near the 8 or the 0. Also look for coins that are off-center, misshaped, or look unusual on the edges. And if you find something strange and the details are still visible, you might be holding on to something really valuable. And if you think you've got a rare one, take it to a coin dealer or get it graded, because authentication makes a big difference in price when selling or auctioning. Keep your coins clean and don't handle them too much if they appear in great condition, especially if you think they have an error. Store them in a coin flip or a safe holder to protect their value. Collectors and dealers always look for well-preserved coins, and it could make the difference between a small offer and a big payout. Across the country, coin shops in places like Denver, Chicago, and Atlanta have reported rising demand for error coins from 1980, and online auctions have seen uncirculated and error pennies from this year selling for hundreds and sometimes over $1,000. And once collectors get wind of a rare variety, prices only keep going up. So now the question everyone wants to know: what is the real value of the 1980 Lincoln penny? If your penny is in regular circulated condition and has no error, its original market value is just 1 cent. But if it has a mint error like a double die or off-center strike and is in uncirculated condition, it could be worth anywhere from $900 to $1,500, and some examples in high-grade condition with certified grading have sold for even more in coin shows and auction houses in states like California and New York. And don't forget, these coins are still hiding in drawers and jars in basements and old change piles, so don't overlook them, because the next treasure might be sitting right under your nose. Thanks so much for watching and being part of our amazing coin collecting family. If you enjoyed this video and love learning about rare and valuable coins, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and tap the bell so you never miss our next big discovery. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your hands steady, and happy collecting, because your next rare penny might be closer than you think.